Hey everybody, welcome. So glad you're here tonight. My name is Goff, if you don't know me, and I am so thrilled to be able to kick off this book study on Tuesday nights, the Build to Last book study by Keith Callahan. And I have been so impressed with his book. I've listened to the whole of season 1. So if you are on this call and you don't have the slightest of what we're doing, no worries, it's totally fine. You're going to go download that podcast by Keith Callahan called Build to Last, and you're going to start listening. So today we're going to go over the intro through chapter 2, and I'm just really excited because those of you who have been kind of listening in on just some different personal growth things that we've been encouraging people to do the last month or two, we have been encouraging the 10X book, also the Gap and the Gain, and the Who, Not the How. And so this this podcast, this book, is to me the 10X network marketing version. And we could call it flexified version of 10X because it's so good. Alrighty, so I want you guys to pop in the chat. If you came in for products in Plexus, I want you to type a 1 in the chat. If you came in for the business, type a 2 in the chat. If you came in for both right out of the gates, I guess put 1 and 2. I'm really curious because I would love to see the stats here. Okay, so while people are still hopping on the call, I want to draw your attention to a couple of things really quick little announcements. Number 1, tonight is the doll enrollment. Okay, I got to switch this back to a gallery view. This is annoying me. You can see who I'm talking to. Okay, so I want to remind everybody to go follow up with all the people on the dollar enrollment tonight. See who you can get started tonight before your head hits the pillow, okay? I promise you there is at least one person that you can help get started. I know there was a lot of like hot conversations right at the end of April, and then sometimes what happens is like we're like, woo, new month, and we take a break. And actually, we need to make the first 3 days of the month just like the last 3 days of the month, the hot 3 days, right? To finish the conversations that we've been having. So don't forget to follow up on the dollar enrollment. Also wanted to mention we have our Thursday night little 15-minute opportunity, well, not opportunity, but little messenger event. And all of your conversations need to be funneling towards the Thursday night events and the Sunday night business opportunity calls. Okay, so those things need to be on your radar, and all your invitations and your reach outs and things can be funneling people into learning more on Thursday and or learning more on Sunday, depending on your conversations with them. So if I'm forgetting something else, pop it in the chat. If you just popped on, I'm having people comment why they joined. 1, if you put a 1 in the comments, if you joined for products. Number 2 in the comment, if you joined for business. If you joined for both, you can pop both in there. So I should have made you the host, Carissa. Maybe I can actually let me do that real quick. That's just a little less stressy when I do that. Okay, these are fun too because will it adjust the recording? I don't think so. Okay. Alrighty, so a couple of things. A story first. So as I'm listening to this and also reading through the 10X book, I've just been thinking about like why I came into Plexus. I came into Plexus through the back door. I came in for products. I was sick from mold toxicity and did not plan to build a business. However, I am entrepreneurial, and it kind of caught my eye just in light of, people are talking about the products and they're sharing them and they're getting compensated. That's cool. But I mean, my initial thing was like, I have just got to figure out my health and get myself healthy. And so anyways, listening to Keith's podcast and then also reading through the 10X book, I'm like, wow, I came in very gradually. Like I started to share. I never viewed myself as like a professional network marketer. I just viewed myself as like, well, I'm telling my friends and family about these products. Yay. I want to get my products paid for. That's my first goal. And then once I went silver, I was like, well, game on. Something clicked in my brain and I saw Jarrett Abart's Diamond documentary, and it kind of opened my mind like, oh, wow, this could be more than helping a couple of friends at church. This could actually be like bring Justin home financial freedom type of thing. And what I saw pictured in that video was like, wow, they're living their life on their own terms. They have the ultimate time and financial freedom. Like, I want that. That's really cool. And so once I started to click in, like, oh, I'm going to do this more as like something that I'm doing, not just like a here and there hobby little thing. Like, I want to do it. I want to get to gold. How do I get to gold? And I want to get there fast. And then I was like, actually, how do I get to emerald? I think that's the rank I want. Like that 6-figure income. I mean, the Lexus and the Hawaii trip are cool perks. That's cool. And like, what if I could help that many people and be able to enjoy those amazing benefits? And so I did not come into Plexus as like for the business. I was not a marketing major, not a business major. So my brain has had to catch up with what this actually is. I remember it was either when I went emerald or when I went diamond, I was like, huh, I have a sales team. That's basically what we have. We have a sales team. This is hilarious. I think because I never thought of myself as having a business. I just was like, this is so fun. I love helping people get healthy. I love sharing with people. I never viewed it as selling. And it's taken me a while to like, for my brain to catch up with, we're professional network marketers. We sell products for a living. We sell our lifestyle and the business for a living. And we're developing teams of people to do and doing the same thing. And also the selling versus sharing, like it took me years to own the fact like I'm actually selling something and it is totally fine. So if you're like me and you came in through the back door and kind of gently, gradually, very organically and casually started to share with people, and then it's kind of grown into something maybe that you didn't even expect to grow, and or maybe you got to a certain point, you're like, okay, this is kind of my do or die moment. I'm gonna either be all in or I'm not doing this. So let's own the fact that we are network marketers, proud network marketers. We sell things, we sell Plexus products, and we are training teams. If you want to really, if you are planning to go beyond senior gold, then you need to own the fact that you are a professional network marketer, that you are a leader, and that you are going to be, if you haven't already, you're going to be leading teams of people. You're going to be leading leaders. Okay. So as Keith was talking, oh, I wanted to check the chat. Oh, there's 37 of us on, but only 8 people have commented. So you're supposed to be, oh, here we go. Da, da, da. So, oh, wow. A lot of you came in like me for the products. Yes, so true. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to rock your world. If you've been listening to the first couple of chapters, I think you're probably already like, whoa. I don't know if you felt like me, but just he's verbalizing things. I mean, we've kind of heard it here and there before, but to me, the way he talks is just like hitting home on every single level. Like, yes, 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 yes. That makes so much sense. And so I was taking a few notes. Just I'm going to breeze through these real quick. Because I think it's important to kind of wrap our minds around like, okay, if we're coming in to Plexus to build a big business, like if you want to be a millionaire in Plexus, like we're going to have to learn the skills. We're going to have to take a step back and look at like what this is. Okay. And so one of the things he starts out with is, why are a select few nailing it in network marketing while the majority struggle? And I think it's really cool because he's speaking to the struggle. And he talks about like, okay, so the people that have success at the highest levels, like, are they better than me? Are they better than you? Like, what's the magic elixir? Like, what's the deal here? And he explains it that you're either coming in with a CEO mindset or an employee mindset. And I think that's really significant because if you're wanting the results of the CEO, like you have to shift the mindset. And really it's the difference between being a distributor, basically a seller of Plexus products. That'll get you to gold, maybe senior gold, if you have a decently sized network. Maybe if you have a big enough network, to Ruby. But really, I see a lot of people stall out at that senior gold level. And I think it's because either they've met their goal that they want to meet, or they hit a lid. They hit a leadership lid and or just a perspective lid going, oh, well, if I'm going to have to shift something a little bit from the hamster wheel, I'm selling products, to actually, like he talks about, I'm looking for 5 leaders. Okay. So, and he said, really the approach is if you want to approach it from a CEO mindset, you have to approach it with leadership in mind and relationships. And this will build a business for years to come. This is the legacy. This is the legacy stuff. This is the 10x stuff. Okay. So we're going to be talking about big things here tonight, you guys, because this is not just, learn how to sell Plexus products. This is actually how do we build $1 million businesses. And it is extremely and totally possible for all of us, but we must learn the skills and we must be willing to change our mindset. And like he said, you have to be willing to do the work. And he said, the key is, am I willing? Am I willing to do the work? Okay. But will it work and can I do it? Yes, totally. You totally can, but you have to be willing. And so drop something in the comments if you want to be a high earner in Plexus. Drop something in the comments and tell us. There was another thought I had and I just lost it. Anyways, so I'm assuming that many of us do. That's why you're on this call tonight, because we want to learn to be better. Oh, do you want to have one of the healthiest, or do you want to have one of the healthiest teams in Plexus? I do. I totally do. Oh, my internet is unstable. Can you guys still hear me? We're having storms here. I hope so. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the CEO path is basically where you're becoming a leader of leaders. You're developing teams of teams. And I have heard Marianne Anderson. If you're not following her, I really like watching her stories. She's really shifted things since she started listening to Keith, and I see it in her posts and what she's putting out there. She's positioning herself as a professional network marketer, and you don't have to be a diamond to be able to do that and to start doing that. Like, you can do it now. And I heard her explaining, like, there's different paths in Plexus and like what we do. You can either decide that you want to be kind of like the realtor where you're selling houses, or if you want to make the big bucks, then you're going to become the broker where you have a lot of realtors working and selling houses on your team, so to speak. So I don't know, that was just like some light bulbs were going off for me. And I don't know about you guys and like what your backgrounds are, but mine is a viola performance major, music major. That was my jam. And I'm a homeschool mom. I have 7 kids. So like some of this businessy type stuff is like, I love it. Like, I totally love it. And I want to speak to this for a quick minute too, because I was in a mastermind with a few amazing gals last month, and the amazing Brenda Martin and I were chatting. And so she has 11 kids, homeschooled. They came out of the I think Amish community. Anyways, really cool story. But so anyways, she and I have very similar lifestyles, like a lot of kids, homeschooling. And so we were in this book study together, and I'm like, okay, talk me off the ledge, let's share some perspectives here. And so we were talking, and she's like, you know what I just realized? She goes, the Proverbs 31 woman was a 10Xer. And I was like, mind blowing. Oh my word, mic drop. Like, she totally was. Go read that chapter tonight and look at all the things that she influenced, all the areas of her life. And it was probably not just one season of her life, but her whole life as a whole picture. But she was the epitome of 10Xing her life. She was a master at delegation. She was good at business. She took care of her household, her husband, her children, and other people. Like, I was just so grateful for that perspective, because I think I've had trouble like owning the fact that I do have a career, and it's totally fine. We work this. I mean, this is like the most unique, amazing opportunity where I can live my life doing what I love with my kids and homeschooling, and be able to have the business that we have, like literally business of our dreams, where we have true financial freedom and time freedom. Like, that is super cool. And we're not done yet. So like, there's literally no lid in Plexus. So why would we not 10X from where we're at now? I mean, I've said for years, like a couple of years ago, I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, and I heard Brooke Hemingway say just one sentence. She said, I'm not done helping people yet. And I was like, me neither. I can do this. And so it was just a time in my business where, you know what, I had to figure out how to leverage and scale and hire some help in to be able to do more and to grow more and to do it peacefully. And so I don't know where it's going with that, except to say, it is totally, totally doable and possible and within the realm of whatever God has for your life to 10x where you're currently at. Okay. I'm gonna pop in the comments and see. Okay, good. Alrighty, so where do we go from here? So, okay, the CEO mindset is where you're shifting from what can I do and how much can I sell and just all about selling and sharing to how can I hit my goal for the month? Like the commitment of building a business and going for freedom. And I thought it was interesting because he talked about the intention behind what you're doing as a CEO of your business. And it's such a shift. Like when you actually think about the CEO mindset versus an employee mindset. If you're an employee mindset, you're waiting for your upline to tell you what to do. You're thinking that she has the magic elixir. She has some sort of special knowledge about what needs to happen in your business. And I'm not saying that we don't benefit from mentorship and coaching and someone else taking a bird's eye view on like what's going on and giving ideas. But I think that there's a shift from when you actually own the fact that like you're not an employee of Plexus, you are a entity in and of yourself where you are building a team, you and then your downline, you and your team. And so you can be the instigator of creative ideas. So I want to encourage you to tap into your intuition. Like you don't have to be a diamond. You don't have to be a ruby. You don't have to have some sort of title behind your Plexus business yet to take the ball and run with your ideas. And so anytime you get that little like idea like, oh, maybe I should do this, go act on that. I think that is one thing that has helped me really be successful is like when I've gotten an idea, I go and do it. Just go do it and then pivot from there. And sometimes like Justin and I have had this conversation where he's like, you'll get an idea and you'll have already implemented it and reflected on what you want to do differently and do it again better. He's like, and I'm still sitting there for 2 weeks trying to decide how I should do it or how I should implement it. And so anytime that you have a creative idea, just do it. Try it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And Justin always says, it's only, what is he? He's like, it's only silly if it, how does he say that? It's only silly if it doesn't work, something like that. But even if it doesn't work, like if it's a flop, I mean, you always learn from that, right? And you do it differently or a little tweak the next time. Okay. So the intentionality behind the mindset of how you're approaching your business can be the difference between making hundreds of dollars versus making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And like he said, he goes, you will help more people actually by finding leaders. And I think that's so significant because I think when we all come in, well, maybe not all of us, but when a large majority of us come into this, we feel like it all depends on us and that we're going to help every single person individually. And that's just not the case. As you build a team of teams, right? Your leaders and your friends of your friends of your friends are helping their friends. And so when you think about it that way, you can actually impact more people by building teams, by building leaders, by recruiting leaders into your business. Okay, so he kind of came to a culmination point by explaining if you're going to build the CEO way, you're looking for 5 leaders. When I heard him say that, was like mic drop. Oh my word. I felt like when I started Plexus, I came in and recruited the world. And then there's been just different people that have popped up that have started the business with us. And then that's not a wrong way to do it necessarily, but it is can be exhausting, especially if you're a high recruiter and you're bringing in just a lot of numbers every month. And so I think and I'm not saying you can't still bring in, significant amount of people and earn the prizes and earn the top trips and things like that and have a high volume. I'm just saying, I think with a slight pivot for some of us, especially if we came in as kind of the backdoor product users, we're going to share products with people, having that slight shift of, oh, I'm not just trying to look for the next sick person or the next triplex user. I could actually sponsor people into my business for the business to build a business with me. And Jordan Roddenberry said something on that mastermind last month that like totally clicked with me because she said, all of my level 1 rubies and above, I personally sponsored into this business for the business. And I look at my experience going, well, that was not my experience. But at least yet, moving forward, I think it's so interesting. People have either come to us for products and started and then decided to work the business from there. There's been at least one person, Justin, personally sponsored into the business. And then I think because of posting, there has been some people that have come to us to build a business. But when I look at the demographic of the leaders on my team currently and the people who have even worked in the past, it's been mostly product experience first and then the next step, which is interesting because that can be a slower process. And so if you want to build it big and you want to build it fast, you have to get bold. And I know we've had conversations with newly ranked up Emerald Ambassador Madison Amberzetti, and then Angie Amberzetti double ranked back to back Sapphire and Diamond. And so as we've had conversations and just kind of like peeling back the layers, I'm like, what? Like, how did this happen? Like, let's kind of dissect like all the things. And one of the things that they have both said is like how much they have grown as people in the last year. They have grown themselves. Personal growth is a huge piece of this business. And Keith actually talks about this in later chapters. And he said, 5% of this business is the work. 95% of this business is who you are, who I am. And that comes across when we're not confident in our products, when we lack belief in our business opportunity, when we lack belief in ourselves with who we are and how we show up as people, like that comes across. And I'm just like still mulling around and reflecting on some of these things still, but realizing like how much of this business is actually us. And then he's just basically putting a little underscore under that point that if we're struggling with insecurity or we're struggling with even traumas from the past, from our childhood or whatever, like there's a level of getting some of that figured out to move forward in our life and our business. And when he talks about personal growth, he's like, personal growth is not listening to podcasts or reading books. He's like, personal growth is actually when the rubber meets the road and you're actually doing you're actually applying what you learn. Otherwise, it's not called personal growth. It's called knowledge, increasing your knowledge. And I was mentioning to Justin the other day, I'm like, you know what's so interesting is there's network marketer students. And there's people in our life that like know all about network marketing, probably even more than us. But they don't work the business. They just like understand the model and they think it's really cool. And they could probably answer all the questions correctly on like how to do it, but they've never actually done it. And so I think it's so cool that in this business opportunity, like we have the opportunity to grow ourselves as we grow our businesses. And I think that's really cool. Okay, so, oh, I thought it was interesting. He's like, if you're coming to this saying, I want to make $1 million, which I don't know if that's you guys' goal. I think it begs the question because Jessica has been talking to us about this is what do you want and why? And this brings me to mine, which I meant to go over this in the beginning, but have you all done this? Please say yes. The answer is yes. If you have not, please go print it. I'm pretty sure it's pinned to the top of all of our team pages and you need to go print it out and do the worksheets. Okay, this is your Bible for the next, we'll just say the next 90 days. Okay, because not your actual Bible, but you know what I mean, your Plexus go-to sheets, because this is going to clarify, this is going to help you clarify what you want and why. There's goes my IPA sheets. Okay, so right here, it actually has you list out what is your why. And Keith in another episode was saying he has his leaders or whoever he's coaching on a call, tell them like, hey, tell me your why again and tell me what you want. He said every time you get on a call with someone on your team, you ask them that because it's going to solidify what they want and why. It's going to get really, really clear. And the reason why we don't have more success than we do a lot of times is because we're not clear. We don't know what we're going after. And like the scripture says, without vision, the people perish or the people are unrestrained, right? So that importance of keeping the vision and making it plain and making sure we're super clear on why we're doing what we're doing. And then the thoughts we think. I mean, we go back to the CTFAR model that we've talked about and coached on these Tuesday calls a lot, which is we act out of the thoughts that we're thinking. And so if your thoughts are constantly self-depreciating, or you're, struggling with like belief in our products or belief in our business, like that's going to come through, and probably it's going to impact the action that you're taking and the results that you're getting, right? And so I'm just encouraging everyone to do these worksheets, and like this mapping out section is amazing and super simple. If you're not a math person, totally fine. You can do Plexus math, I promise you. If you struggle with it, contact your sponsor and they can help you work through it. But then it's going to actually help you map out not just your numbers. So like, say you want to go Ruby and you have, you want to hit 500 points, and that is actually going to you're going to put there how many more orders that you need total, and then how many you're doing, and how many your team is doing. So I worked on this for my Emerald rank up for my reentry team, and it was actually massively helpful because it helped me look at angles that I wasn't actually looking at when I was kind of setting, putting numbers on paper at the beginning of each month. And so it's caused me to look at other angles and to map out the rank up from a different perspective, which is always a good thing. And then this is like the best sheet ever, you guys. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I think it all applies. But the KPI sheet is basically your weekly quota. You're basically creating from the goals that you set, you are mapping out like what you're wanting to accomplish week one. So you're basically creating like this mini end of month every single week for yourself. Isn't that so cool? And so you're going to figure out what you personally are going to do. And then if you have a little team under you or a big team under you, if you don't have a team under you, if you're in that season of it's all on you. Okay, but you're going to get really, really clear on your paper, like, okay, well, what does my team need to be doing? If I'm saying I'm going to hit this goal by the end of the month, you're basically chunking it down into 4 segments. And so it's teaching us not to wait till a subs process to actually work our business. It's getting us into motion earlier in the month and getting us to take action on the front part of the month. So anyways, there's my plug for doing those sheets. Oh, and then there's like a little worksheet thing if you prefer that. I also have these. This is a file on my team page. Any of you are welcome to go snag. Oops. Amanda made this actually for Margaret. I think Margaret is on this call. If I don't know, a while ago when she started, I was looking at the Winning Day worksheet that they teach at Gold School, their recipe, and was like, that looks a little overwhelming for someone that's just starting. And so this is very simple and visually not stressful. Okay, so for somebody new or if you're restarting or you just like simple and you like how this looks, you can totally print out sheets and work on those. Okay. Alrighty, so I have a few homeworks for you. And that is to go get some sticky notes. Okay, I'm visual, and so I love sticky notes. Okay, get some cute colored ones. If you don't have sticky notes in your house, go to the dollar store tomorrow and buy some. It's a business write-off for your business. And I actually want you to get your 5 Post-it notes. Okay, even if you already have 5 leaders on your team, which I don't know, maybe some of you do. But regardless, if you already have 5 leaders on your team, then you're going to find 5 more. Okay. And I want you to put 5 sticky notes out, like on your computer or wherever, on your bathroom mirror. You could put them in multiple places, actually. And what I want you to do this week is I want you to pray over those 5 future leaders that are going to join your team. And you're going to pray in faith, knowing that God is going to like supernaturally direct you to the people that are meant to be on your team. This business takes faith. It takes the ability to foresee something before it actually happens. It doesn't necessarily take faith in God. I think that's the X factor for those of us that are believers, but the ability to foresee something before it happens. Like if you struggle with that part, you need to work on increasing just your faith, like the ability to foresee something before it happens. And he talks about this in the future episodes about the ability to like see something before it happens. Okay. And that's something that you may have to practice if you struggle with that. And then, but the other, piece of that is also faith in God, knowing that the Lord can direct you to people and put people on your brain. He can miraculously cause you to meet some strangers that you didn't even know, last month or last week. or maybe you're going to connect with new people on social media, who knows? But you're going to post them and you're going to pray over them. Okay. When was the last time that you prayed over your business? I just think of that scripture that says, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. And so I would just encourage you guys to proceed in prayer and faith. But I'm also into big action. If you know me, I'm into big action. And so I want you to not only do those things, but I also want you to filter every single thing you do this week in light of, is this helping me find my future leaders? Is this IPA, am I doing these income producing activities to earn a wallet this month? Or am I actually looking for leaders? And it is a shift, because I have felt it myself. I've shifted what I've been doing, and I've shifted my posting. And so get ready as we delve into this the next 6 weeks between now and convention to make some pivots. And maybe it's just like that little 1% pivot, but it can mean the difference between you flying from here to Las Vegas versus here to Anchorage, Alaska, just 1 degree off, right? And so I just want to encourage you guys with that. Okay. Q&A time. I am done doing my monologue. Hey, let's take a picture. If you guys hadn't put your videos on, let's take a quick pic, because I think it is important. Oh, my storage is full. Can someone else take a picture and we'll post it?
Shoot, I never can get this right.
Tell us when to smile. Who's taking it? Someone take it? Yeah. Brooke's taking it. Okay. Fabulous. Okay. Well, don't forget to post every time we have a call. You want to be showcasing what we have, because it's really cool. All right.
Jessica wants to say something.
Hey y'all, I'm in the hotel. I'm in Chicago. I'm going to, if you have read The Gap and the Gain or 10X is easier than 2X, I joined Strategic Coach. So I'm learning from all of them tomorrow, and I'm so excited. Can't wait to tell you all about it. Okay, but I just wanted to share a couple things. I have been more bolder with my business posts lately and consistent with that, I would say, for the last month. And it's fun to see. I'm getting a couple of messages from either people who were on our team and hadn't done anything for a long time, or people who had never joined our team but have been friends with me for years. And they're saying things like, okay, I'm noticing a shift. I'm noticing your business boldness. And that was really encouraging, because it reminds even me that even though people may never like or comment on one of your posts, they are paying attention and they are watching. And I have done more bold business reach outs than I have in years in the last 2 months. And even though they don't answer, or they say, oh, I'm praying about it, let me see, I'm finding out behind the scenes that they actually are having conversations. They've been watching the videos I've been sending. They're thinking about it. And so sometimes the big business people aren't going to automatically jump on a dollar sale. That doesn't mean other people won't, and that doesn't mean that they will. Some people absolutely will jump on the dollar sale. So please post about that again. I always feel like when I get to that point, I'm like, will I annoy somebody if I post it again? Those are always the times when somebody joins. Like, it's that
one thing that I've been watching, like older women, how they dress. Oh no.
Oh, and you're unmuted, babe. But one more thing I wanted, while I have your attention, I wanted to show you source, because I want every single chance I can. I just posted something really simple today. We have 2 brand new checklists, because I also want to help empower you. We want to help empower you for when you do bring in new leaders, for them to take off. And this is a whole lot about 10Xing, is to get simpler and more focused on the most important things. And so we got a new VIP checklist and a new brand ambassador checklist pinned to the top of the Team Plexus Provision page. But it's little icons that are clickable. And so if anybody signs a new VIP, they can help them go through all these things on the new VIP list. At the bottom is a link that goes to the brand ambassador checklist. So when someone upgrades to brand ambassador, they have a new checklist at the bottom of this one. It links back to the first one. So when they sign somebody new, it helps. Everything is clickable. Everything is linkable. Everything is incredibly simple. And one more thing I'll add before I go is I want you to understand I'm the number 2 person in the entire company in leadership development. And it is because from day one, I reached out to people about the business. I posted about the business. I reached out to people about the business. And we're finding more and more how rare that is, but that's not going to be rare for our team anymore. Like, do you want to make money from home? Do you? Okay, so why do we keep assuming other people don't want to? Everybody wants to make money from home. Stop assuming that they don't. You do, which means almost everybody else does too. And so I just want to pray a blessing of boldness, business mantle over you to be courageous and bold in what you have to offer, because I joined because I had been praying for a way to make money from home. And so you do offer a solution that somebody needs. And so blessings to you guys. I'm so proud you're on this book club, and tell your teams about this. We just started. They can jump in anytime. They can watch these recordings. They can jump in. Okay, I'll shut up now. Reach out to leaders. Let me do one more thing. When I reach out to leaders, you want me to tell you what I say? When I reach out to leaders, I have been reaching out to people and saying something like, okay, you're such a smart business person. Like I know you already understand how smart it is to have multiple streams of income. Have you given Plexus a serious look? And then I send them Marianne's opportunity video, which, by the way, my assistant is making those slides. I'm going to redo that within the next week to be our team specific, but I'm not waiting until then. I'm talking to people like it's dumb for them to say no. I'm like, you're a smart person. You understand that inflation is crazy right now and that people need to bring in extra income. You love to help people. You're already on social media. This is a serious option for you and your family. Take a look and let me know what sticks out to you. That's what I'm saying. It's short, it's bold, it sends them a video. I want tons more leaders, and you do too, because you want a team that is you want to build to last. Bless.
Exactly. I was going to mention too, Jessica was saying that she was challenging, I think, I don't know, in a chat thread, she was challenging her team to do some bold business, what does she call them? Bold business scary reach outs or something. And so they did, and they were celebrating like, yay, I said 3, I'm so excited. And then she came back and said, guys, okay, that's what I did to build this business the first 6 months of my business. Every single day I was doing those. And I think it's really significant because Jessica has built like the second largest business in Plexus, and she built it from the get-go with that mentality. Okay. And so the cool thing is we can shift at any moment now that we can't unhear this and we have the awareness. And I think that's really cool. Also, I really think that this is significant because Jessica taught me every time you do a business reach out, always in a video. Because they're going to get curious, and that they're not asking you or giving you permission to send the video. You're just sending it and then saying la la la, whatever you want to say in the reach out. I did want to, we have a couple minutes. I want to play this little, have you guys binge watched Keith Callahan on Instagram? He has some really good reels, but I'm going to play you this because I think it is really interesting. When we did the Star Diamond training in the month of March, did you guys listen to Brooke Hemingway? I thought it was really funny. I think it was in her live. She's like, it's not that you all suck. She goes, it's just that your batting average sucks. And I thought that was it hit me funny because I'm like, okay, sometimes we think like we really rocked our business today because we did 2 bold, scary reach outs. And it's like someone else over there in a different corner is doing significantly more than that. And so I'm not dissing the fact that like, if you did the 2 reach outs today, kudos, that is better than not doing any. Okay. But I am saying we have to get okay with like, there has to be a lot of conversations. And I think Keith gives the perspective. I'm going to play this really quick. It's just a quick little clip. Okay, 1 second.
5 leaders. So how do we, the things that I knew in my network marketing business is to build a big business, I needed to find and develop 5 leaders. So how do we do that? This was explained to me, what I call the flipping cups philosophy. So you're sitting in a gymnasium and you're looking down and on the, you're in the bleachers and you're looking down on the floor is 10,000 red solo cups. Underneath those 10,000 red solo cups are 5 leaders. There's 2 ways you can find those 5 leaders. You can go down there and start flipping cups as fast as possible. And that's going to speed up the process once you find those 5 leaders. The second thing is you're going to develop some skills. When you first start out in this business, the number 1 thing that you should be doing is flipping cups as fast as possible because you don't have any skills yet. That's just talking to more and more people. Number 1, start flipping cups. Number 2, the faster you do it, the faster you're going to find people. And number 3, as you're flipping cups and as you're doing it fast, start to get better and start to improve. One of the things that I knew in my network.
That's it. Okay, I just think that's such a significant analogy. And so I've been challenging my leaders. I didn't say 10,000, I said 500. Because like as I'm looking for 5 more leaders on my reentry leg, I want to filter through. I said 500 conversations. So how fast can I have 500 conversations, or at least 500 reach outs? And because a person, and he goes more into detail and then in some later episodes about the specifics of that, because it just in any demographic, in any number, there's going to be a percentage that don't respond. There's going to be some that say yes, some that join, and then an even smaller number that actually work the business. Right. And so it's like, oh, we have to be okay with the number piece, and that we just got to get good at having conversations and like starting conversations and initiating those. Bonnie's asking if they don't respond to the business reach out, or if they say no, do you pivot to products? So if they don't respond to the business reach out, I would do the Emily Gibson, can you see this? Haha. Try that little follow up. And then, I mean, you had to just have fun with it, you guys. It's like you cannot like personally attach yourself to every message that you send. Like you're going to be in a puddle in a heap in the corner and like hate this business if you are emotionally attached to every reach out. You have to just send it and know that God's going to bring you the people at the right time, and that the right people will respond. Although there's nothing wrong with popping back into messages and be like, hey, did you see that? Like, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear what your perspective is. But if they say no, I personally pivot that into an asking for referrals. When you're reaching out to business people or people that you see potential in for the opportunity, I personally think that they will feel nothing but honored that you thought of them, even if their answer is no. And my personal experience is that even if they aren't interested, they're still gracious and they respond. Successful people respond back, just so you know. And also successful people are also looking to connect you with other successful people that you're wanting to build a business with. And so those are the types of people that even if it's not for them, and you can even say that, like, hey, if this is not for you, like you will not hurt my feelings, like, and it's totally fine, but I wanted to reach out to you because I see you as an amazing business person. I think you would be a great fit for the team that I'm building. I would love to work with you, but let me know your thoughts, you know. But if they respond back that they're not interested or it's not like the best timing, then I will ask them who they know. Like, hey, I know you're well connected and my business is expanding in your area. I would love to connect with other people in your circle that may be looking for an entrepreneurial opportunity, and see what they say. And then, I mean, if they're just like a no on those things, on those fronts, I mean, usually people will say, yeah, I'll keep you in mind, I'll connect you. However, but you can always default to products. And so I was mentioning to one of my newer gals that she can, if someone is like not interested in the business right now, it's just too busy or whatever, then I would say, hey, would you be willing to be a product tester for the next 90 days? Give me your honest feedback. Like, I'm looking to build more of a client base with product testimonials. And I was curious, like, if you would be game, and see what they say. I mean, they might say yes and be a product tester for 90 days. And you never know like what they will experience in those 90 days. They may totally be in for the business once they experience our culture, our products, get more exposure to the business opportunity and realize how simple it is. Carissa, did you want to pipe in anything? Nope, good to go. Okay. All righty. Okay, well, To recap, just a quick little mention, do not forget to get your Post-it notes. Filter everything that you do with this in mind, this 10x level building your network marketing business and looking for leaders. You're looking for your 5. And then I'll just add, you got to do business, like bold business reach outs this week. Just rip the Band-Aid off, start doing them and get good at them. You will not die. I promise you won't die. And don't forget to attach a video. Okay. That's it, guys. Cannot wait to see you guys next week. And we'll see what happens in the next 6 weeks. Cannot wait. All right. See you guys.